Now what in temu now the Africa ide aba memfa dot nsi ho. My bet now the Africa na ide atoa so Facebook. And now say street is watching Facebook. And now say ABN. No what in temu radio. Now the one ONE at the account. ABN Radio 1 and also your Facebook. And Facebook is streaming for baby me and son. Ah, nina o hwea ubenya na afi bibia anso na dem akọ eye ohonum. Oko a YouTuber MYBET.AFRICA TV. MYBET.AFRICA TV and the obi hu say wo screen so. Oko anu subscribe MYBET.AFRICA TV. Say me hu say subscription e cost papa enya 3k in the shortest possible time ohonum. Timun koso anamon subscribe na afi bibia anso ne dem enkoyi e ohonum. Obebowra mu e wo bebi edi dwana hono de ifro black market enya asem keto akra hono a telegram account na telegram account no a sports arena SPORTS na watintemu ARENA sports arena na afi bibia so atuma den akoyi e hono ne wahwe bom okọ a tiktoker a sports.arena.news again sports.arena.news na wanya videos ni nyina na bibia so no atumi akoye e honum Endra Club World Cup games no koso enya asem keto akra chale enye easy ba mini ko for no masam brutal na sa se no mu dodge Chelsea o na Bayern for no dodge Chelsea the woman no na Boca Juniors for no Oakland City Boca Juniors they say Oakland City here obi a twi famu Boca Juniors for ni omo 1-1 enya asem keto akra na Benfica share Bayern ti Benfica share Bayern no Benfica koda top emreko a Bayern nim pefe se Los Elif or Galaxy for no nya de Los Angeles for no enya de o betumi a share Flamingo se Flamingo bo draw and na se Flamingo kra lu super on a better group no ti say Bayern for no pe Flamingo omo pe Chelsea ko mu nim say enye den Chelsea be di second ampa Bayern lusu tu eye Benfica ohonum a enye asem keto akra e ohonum na eno na Chelsea so ebeche Esperance na utimu se nya asem keto a Chelsea dominated game from minute 1 till the last minute e ohonum a 683 passes a utimu se total shot no eye 16 shots 7 on target e honum a Chelsea ultimu say anya asem keto akra Chelsea a dominating game no na eno na striker bodey anya asem keto akra go no share no na eni kan papa maka che o me say obroni a oye English oye striker me hu de wasan da na Leandila na dia na be twena sign no manan jesi no ba kwa na kire se ono ne fie bosuma e wo ho no na manan no cases ni tumi nya hwe akwa na to atena enya asem keto akra e wo no ma tosina dorobi oyo yese chairman no so akwa no ne performance ne sura na ekọ anai ono na man of the match ono e she go ho no ma apprentice friend Tarek George ye ka play Chelsea players no bu shooting pa na ba de ne ka ho Andre Santos ejabo abedu onya eye ne debut atim se na akwa no wo so se kokonta isi truck so na ye ba be pon na te so ya assist ba ko na ono ode eye den kata ne din ho e ho no ma coach ne den sem kakra de afa eye player no ho esongu iti yenya eye abrante friend Andre Santos and esongu e wo midfield ho maybe sabeja for say omo hu combination ne say are these two players ready to replace in case of emergency o meet master P in e de ama eye Romeo Lavia abrante friend Caicedo ena eye Enzo Fernandez ana jiberem na striker no kra no omuhu ne sen e wonum inkuku after everything omuhu ne performance ne sen oma eye key passes no ma miensa 61 touches ultimu say 92% e wonum a big chances created 1 ena chese ground duels no ko 7 enunya 4 grand wars no ko 7 onya dem onya 4 won ma for do na believe say as a brand no modern bono opese otran na opese oko nti yebebisa badwafo ɛwɔ hɔnom na afei ehu de ɛkɔ Chelsea ɛne Benfica ɛna de bɛbɔ ni ɛwɔ ɛyɛ round of 16 na ɔmo bɔ wura round of 16 a likely say bia Palmeiras anase Flamingo ɛna Chelsea bɛyɛ dɛ bɛsɛ ahyia Chelsea ahyia Flamingo dada nti say Esteval
say Chelsea be after Benfica no ɔmo be win Palmeiras ne Palmeiras, so it's going to be between Palmeiras ne team no ne bɛbɔ no
Palmeiras.
So right now round of 16 any Benfica na ebo.
Yes.
So after Benfica ne abo Palmeiras ne whoever will win their round of 16.
Omo ye okay, right. So there you be share and Botafogo.
Yes.
Palmeiras ne Botafogo.
Yes. So Flamingo they will meet.
Yeah, meet you almost see ya. Into Palmeiras ne Botafogo. The ebesi wo ho no. So Chelsea to me etwifa Benfica so a omo be share.
Yeah, so definitely it looks like if you are able to beat Benfica, it means that Chelsea ne Palmeiras and Botafogo be share, and it will be very exciting say Chelsea be share Palmeiras. I think that way there's no loan deal be as Emma Estavio William
Obebo.
I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. So Chelsea be to stop Benfica first. And Sana. Until this are the games are Saturday and Chelsea and Benfica be them ebe ball honum. Na yensha any games na ebe basono na fe yemfa ehun popoye enye den emfa embro ne hu de eko ene dia eba honum. Inter Milan ene River Plate Edinburgh daso saso na Montreal ene Orowa Reds Edinburgh daso na Juventus ene Man City Edinburgh daso na fe WAC ene and so Edinburgh ni ne honum nti we ene chese games na hodo na transfers no enyasem ketu akra transfers no enyasem ketu akra honum a ye hwese news kakra wo no ye de beba wonu abrante na friend Yusuf Nkuku no akwa ni unity ewo team Dortmund na obi ahwese akwa we goals na o shema Dortmund na no be ban sensem bi eti ni age sam ni ade if you wanna say kokwasa ese kopigan for eni na wi a enya asem keto akra na aye Samuel aye Richie sa abrante woni brutal Italian aye player osina kan edema aye Torino na me no kase ese AC Milan for a person musa abrante no AC Milan for na so no ese aye Adon aye Jashari and so no omo hwe ni se club bridge omo kwakofa na ba na waba besi akan ede amon Alvaro Morata ese komo for a person mo twene ade free Galatasaray e wo no na odimi se transfer news no Jara Kwanza so movie to Bayer Leverkusen wo no ma Sunderland eso mo ballroom former Chelsea Youth Academy boy Martin Boka omo hwe so mo kwakofa no na bibia so no atumi ayede akoyem say Arsenal has submitted a proposal for a branch friend no Christian Norgard me sure say party kono okono this is a player okoko replace onimbo boye no krenya me nim 11 million Brentford for no make relegation Kamal Din Suleiman aso de na 17 million euros and now ultimate say negotiations no at the final way. You be sure say Atlanta no okono ebeboa no anase M1 no. Kepa, here we go. Kepa joining Arsenal e wo hono ma. Anasa so ene coach aye friend Stefano Pioli apart with e wo no Cristiano Ronaldo ko hono. Coaches dodo a wo hu no e chen otwe hu nwi enya asem keto akra. Ye pam we ne ye pam we. Nti Abrante friend Ronaldo besa nya another coach e wo ma eno enso eno ene Luka Modric confirmation number say or journey AC Milan e wo no ultimately say yes news ahodo na aguso a ekoso ani ade a say e be koso nti ye bebisa bodwafo na fe de akachi ni na no yetumi e de abramo Paul Pogba is back. Coming back. And what does it mean? Does he still have a chance at the top level? Can he roll himself back to the French team? Because it appears that the profile no France for no enya biem. The profile no France for no enya biem. Ama struggle me sure senka Pogba ebubi last World Cup aka bi ana results na yehu ye no Biana Kasasa. I'm not sure say the three midfielder Enzo Fernandez, Rodrigo De Paul, and McAllister mo. Send your money France team no. Poba Horman commit to my dominity sir. Honum. You better share and also na fe the akechiri nya yetumi ede abremu honum. Shannon say my bet and as you are saying I didn't say na bro na you say you be give my bet education no e be bro my bet education no you be sure say you be bro na wo hu de ekọ ne de ba isan say my bet de send e wo mu no kwan bia so say utumi na ye educate you memfa makachro memfa wo dan sika mfa nkotwa bet makachro school fees memfa nkotwa bet e wo horum anti my bet education no money man e be hwe na afi o de my bet education no atumi e de abre na afi ya to so e wo transfer news no money man e ma akwa ba
yeah list o am Joseph
the bia e come there
bia e come
and rather buy and here no over 2.5 or more
we no draw crowd into
amo
yes but enu na e che say kwan bia so FIFA Club World Cup ni betimi afiscal matches ni de doors
ya ba mu say
yes,
taxi drivers
yes
yenya ato petrol go taxi ni mu a ye ni de kwan bia so
ejuma beba yes
ya show my bet education no
yes internet so BTA a my bet air platform a kwan bia so no betimi afiscal ho in FIFA Club World Cup edu be bia options e be fa ne nko by nunti na se otwa MYBET.AFRICA no omo bet builder omo options be betimi abo amo etimi afiscal ntene wutie akọ www.mybet.africa uro mo platform ni mu a top right corner obi hu icon be a circle ni green me aso the first thing is your phone number of the mobile money transactions, phone number of the normal phone number is Uboshema. The next one your username, Ubo username ni you are now for the audio password na tie chino register by Abekin Busiano. Or mama boost FIFA Club World Cup games cost into any say 1.5 no either 157 na Ubon say my bet boosting ako 2 ought and ako 2.3 amawa unsu betimi usika no betimi ayedu. Ntene register ne on platform so na unso face scanner ye ni na ye hwese ansa na FIFA Club World Cup we ko na wie yen bibia da wakoma so a pese o disky no ubetimi dia ye
right it my bet ho dance na ye di de atro no yenhwe transfers no
okay
transfers no
all right so list of mention transfers no mona main fan quickly no game ne Leon for no say omadi moti omoto League 2 and it was evident it was something that now happened that I think that we check the transfers now early days especially most of the clubs especially with United I know they want to sell before they will buy players in because Russia the strict financial management and cost cutting or Jim Ratcliffe area after cutting down people working at the more camp or more training grounds and signing money is something that they are working on it. But then Obiti said Norgard to Arsenal. Likely that Norgard 30 something years Premier League proving he's not going to be a main starter for Arsenal. And Arsenal for them who said they've lost 2 midfielders. In the player of Abrahamton and Thomas Partey. Partey, it doesn't look likely say he will extend the contracts. So Partey and Jorginho, if they are leaving, they have Mikel Merino there. Who plays. So it looks likely that maybe Declan Rice, one of them Kokoto Rice, and Rice is a typical defensive midfielder. So Rice can still play that number 6. They have Mikel Merino, who's also also beating about that 2 pivotal role. When Spain was winning the Euros, he was there in the midfield for them, and also Omokakofa Zubimendi Abba. Zubimendi Beba, it means that Zubimendi and all these players can also fill in. And Norgard Subeba, it means that he's also coming to fill in for both Thomas Partey and Jorginho. And they Kepa Arrizabalaga and so assigning 5 years. Washa Ediama Arsenal. Chelsea for money extending the contract and Sana and Oko Bournemouth. And they watch Arsenal team now. If David Raya is not there, they don't have any goalkeeper. And then they can say to be able to be champion or the Premier League, in the UEFA Champions League, or any other tournament beyond, you have to have a players, you have to have that squad depth. And that squad depth is something that Arsenal for an air lucky for all these years. Because Mekacho say Listo say Gabriel Jesus April one and never be 15 in the Arsenal. So when Gabriel Jesus buy no she goals or provide the assist no. Upra then Arsenal were not having that number 9, that target man, that player who is going to lead the lines for them to give them the goals and Albert Marines are game no. Now if Bukayo Saka prayer, who is the man coming to fill in for Bukayo Saka? If Saka is going to give you 10 goals and 5 assists in 10 games, the replacement is he even able to give you 5 goals and assist in that games run and Bukayo Saka benya? And then if Odegaard is not there, who is playing as the number 9? Since Omkofa Kai Havertz by Havertz and Gabriel Jesus in prior, who was playing the number 9? Was they had an emergency striker in the name of a brand and the Mikel Merino. So looking at however things are going at least, it looks likely that Arsenal will need a squad depth. So buying Zubimendi, buying Norgard to be as the shield, I think that it will also help them. Maybe it means that they do not want to pay the money Thomas Partey is earning, and Norgard coming, he's not going to earn as much as what Partey is also earning. And I think that they are doing a very good business. And they will check here, Luka Modric to AC Milan. I think that a very good signing for Juventus. It should be a statement signing for them. I think that Modric dear, but currently Ochake the AC Milan midfielder losing Tijani Reinders and losing a lot of other people. Modric going into the Serie A setup, and especially for AC Milan, they beat him about more. He will bring experience, he will bring that pedigree and class to the midfield. He also serves as a role model for most of the midfielders. He alone in the squad, they beat him. But don't forget, Napoli they are the champions. They've signed Kevin De Bruyne. They are trying to meet Branton Ade Nunes, and so Etimedia account. So with all these things, I think that him going there is something that beats me, and so Etimi Abomo. Now on Abrantani Paul Pogba to Monaco, and I'm very happy for Paul Pogba. He's one player I admired so much in terms of ball and Paul Pogba ball from the time. Now we mean about two or three midfielders in the position or ball. Abra Pogba won't be number 1 or number 2 or that position. So I think that whatever happened, these years are why you training without a club or something, but he's just 32 years old, and currently, apart from the club side, so check that France national team the 2018 FIFA World Cup now. No other midfielder currently this France national team of Bekaso Bebenchi, Pogba, no Aurelien Tchouameni, and not even Abrantani Camavinga. It got to a time 2 seasons ago they tried saying they will sideline Abrantani N'Golo Kante for this new generation to take over. But Kwakwe said they are still not doing anything. And they in recent collapse, and they've been calling N'Golo Kante. If Paul Pogba is coming to play for Monaco, trust me, he will take the league by storm. Pogba no born on him, and however he's going to play in the league. And this season, and Paul Labili Pogba will be part of the Serie A, the League A team of the season, and definitely he's going to play well. It means that the Shams doesn't have any option than to call him. And Oba, I don't think Kamavinga will play ahead of him. I don't think Tchouameni will play ahead of him. I don't think Turam or Kone, anybody will play ahead of Brandt and Eddie Kylian Mbappe. And he coming is also is going to be a blessing in disguise for the attackers, because Mr. Pogba, whenever he has the ball, obey ball, and so it's media amount. List two, the FIFA Club World Cup, most of the teams are move, some of them had the opportunity to sign players in that special 10 days transfer window, and most of them so intimate and signing players. But I know we had now send you see not just say nipa better crowd, nipa intimate that also train a game, especially in the second half. Me sure be 10 minutes and another 20 minutes share another one. I think that now the English fans, no more England on, they know how some of the fans are more South America and America and any other part of the world, power so bread extra go so meet him those Monday night football and it's now Chelsea emphatic victory against Timandin Ede Esperance de Tunis. I mean, this was a game. Wasn't a game because I mean, it should be a game for Chelsea. But what of the SC or the Premier League? Sorry, the FIFA Club World Cup this season, especially some teams losing to Enra. So back, I catch them say Oakland for now. Almost show 10 and they who come and bet can more. The other team can win. I won't be surprised that the other team cannot even score them. So checking the number of air results, and most of the teams are complaining about the heat and other stuff. So going to such a game won't me end gamble. But no, we are Chelsea lineup now. No, Gusto, but they are Shell Adarabio, you any Josa Champon, and no, Sanso started Gusto on the left back, and a clear indication that Chelsea needs a backup for Mark Cucurella. Chelsea needs a backup for Cucurella, and also evident Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, and Kenan Dewsbury Hall, and no. Chelsea started the game without Moise Caicedo and Cole Palmer, and then they Noni Madueke, Christopher Nkuku, and Adia Abrante and they did the lap. And now how Chelsea set it up? No? So Chelsea set it up in the game. Or try a lot of players. If Chelsea is set it up, you will see Abrante and the Malo Gusto doing that invention. Abrante and Romeo Lavia and after Romeo Lavia, a champion by the Ashel and Abrante and they are the tossing at the Rabio. Chelsea still have their 5 men at the base. Now in attacking third, they have Noni Madueke at the far left. They have Kenyan Disbury Hall at the right side, at the far right side, and Enzo Fernandez, Christopher Nkuku, and Abrante and the Liam Delap. So they were playing more or less like a two-top. So Nkuku no elbow as that auxiliary number 10, auxiliary striker now. Although I bet dropping, I bet Jibo, I bet finding. Advantage. Enzo Fernandez was also operating more from the air left side. Now, so it is something that I think that Senana coach Nikano. One thing anytime I like about Maresca is he's a coach of ideas or try them, but you see the club no one. Anytime you make the moment I'll be try BBA, ebe cost a point, and people will come at you. So once he knows that. Obe try bibia matra makwe no the moment ebe backfire no whatever idea why ya man fa bo asubia no ebe pepa sa anya man. So but I think that no it was clear indication said Chelsea was going to win this game. And then no we check game na I mean the first half in the game before Chelsea wabeshe no there were clear indications say yes Chelsea under Enzo Maresca it do be who Chelsea is super say if Chelsea is playing against a team omobo low blocker Chelsea struggle to score. Then you know who that glimpses. It was that game anymore. Say you share team mobile low block. Chelsea find it very difficult to find the net. And again, that team's no low block. Whenever they attack, the first 30 minutes in the game, Ali for Nunya 2 counter attack. Opportunities. It was very clear that they couldn't. Do that thing. But I think that now we game now with your commentary. Whenever they are talking about Liam Delap. Oh, traditional striker. Titi strikers, that is how the lamp here. List to this picture. Fast can one to Sumami. We share pictures here. Before I born Enzo Fernandez, Madueke lose board and born no call Enzo Fernandez on. You will see Liam Delap scanning the right side to see the space left. That is in front of the box. And then that was when the ball was going to Enzo Fernandez. Ball in Enzo Fernandez, and the striker was already scanning the space behind him. So if the ball in the bar, where he would turn and how the movement a bit is so higher. Now to scan 2. Who check his scan 2 the scan 2 here when Fernandez enya ball. Ball na kwa kunya Fernandez a control ball no. Inti virus of scan 2 no to Sumami. This is the scan 2. Wasanzo was scanning the left side. That is where Nkuku and then other 3 defenders and so when we make it this cancer, that is the reason why I always be a man for Leo Messi as Messi on number anymore. People don't talk most of his but the moment I born he knows his movements and you have no pigeonity. Pigeonity then he's trying to make the Obabe either so Obabe share ball and Obabe passive ball. So that is one thing Abrante and Liam Delap, and it's typical of a player who has run through all the ranks, a trained traditional striker, and that is what Liam Delap will bring to Chelsea. He might not bring whatever maybe Nicholas Jackson offer for Chelsea for all these years, and he's a striker, especially the inbox availability now they are very very good. Russia this season in the FIFA Club World Cup, we have 3 clear chances. No, apart from the one team, but a result in how the positioning, especially in the box, how making the run somebody in your ball. There are several strikers and how they all position. That is Adia Nema Cavani. Cavani any position in the box, so or no one box them obey we say Cristiano Ronaldo is also good at that. Only in box one bones I mean obey Domio Bakupe who lose then the ball find him. Mauro Icardi another striker with that special and Darwinness. Say and dash your boss more and the ball should find us at the right position at the right time. No, I idea some of the strikers in the trouble. But now Liam Delap improve and then we check it ne post match say he doesn't believe in that number 10 things and he's a striker. Some of us believe that he will excel at Chelsea, especially how he plays. I see him more as a fighter like the Didier Drogba, like the Diego Costa more. But there's one thing at Chelsea, especially Didier Drogba counter such thing. If you are playing against midfielders who are scoring midfielders and are players creators or more anytime you have a situation. And all I'm saying is the Chelsea players and the Chelsea coaches, they have to respect Liam Delap as how they respect Nicolas Jackson, because Jackson, whenever he's in the ball, the Chelsea players, they don't fear some passable man because they know that he's a player who can hold on to the ball. Into watch Chelsea, whenever Omukitaba, one of the players, all the defenders, midfielders, Moise Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Copa, one passable man, they don't care now. They are not afraid to say, yeah, Jackson had the ball, and the lap, the Chelsea system has to respect Liam Delap. They also have to have confidence in him. Say, if you give him the ball, the last time I was talking about Didier Drogba, a season where Drogba played over 25 games or share 5 goals. But yesterday, anytime Chelsea fans airbought Drogba because the moment about here Drogba, especially in finals, that is why I'm afraid Drogba king of finals. The moment that we hear Drogba say on she go in mount, that is the very moment that Obenya go in mount. So with Nicolas Jackson at Seminole, first season at Chelsea, he scored 15 goals. But yesterday, after that season, people were lambasting him, people were bashing him because there were crucial games. Nanka Jackson beat me and she go at the arena Chelsea point at least it's me improving. But I mean, he scored most of the goals for us after for Copa. He had 2 previous seasons. All Chelsea team now, he's the second highest scorer ever in team. But the thing is, there are too many crucial chances or saying and Kalis Kebet me bring a vital point for Chelsea where we needed him most when Timmy and show you up.
So under a game now where there's signs say Abranti any movement not pass also when you're not in Sankana.
Oh, and America say
now you are only sending them call because
yes, me send no more caution because that is the reason why America said because even you did your job at time. If and yet Jose Mourinho, because at that time Frank Lampard is scoring midfielder. Onyabona Kobe lay pass. He wants to score. So I'm saying say if this player is going to excel at Chelsea, their system now Enzo Maresca system no but he has to respect him as a striker. Say Yejibola. Yeah, the question who are we finding? It got to a time Chelsea Nyaba when they come on. Maluda Nyaba or box man, he's finding Didier Drogba. Lampard Nyaba, he's finding Didier Drogba. So the system and the players have to respect him as how they respect the Abrante and the Mkonko say Maduke Nyaba. I want to say a clear pass also pass him the lap. He also wants to add up to his numbers because he be do you be judging with numbers. Pedro need to be Nyaba be pass the man national. So the system has to respect the players and the main player in episode goes no. And if you help him, I think that me that number 9 case no. I think that me medical can say Temi Abraham break that case some time ago or share 12 of more than 12 goals in the Premier League season. No? So to me, I think that yesterday's game was very good. Whatever the coach is doing, when he can say he's in a big club. And whatever decision is taken, or making sure say the moment I just being here pointing, you can try new things. No, Obianka say man try new things. In fact, it makes you a genius. Say, go gamer. It makes you even difficult for opponent to know how I'm appeal, how I'm say share in the game because you have several strategies. The players are known to that system. Oh, be for be sure not so Chelsea crump no boy invasion that very day. Bones own yes I invasion if now boss out double number 10 then who the real opponents. But the thing is the moment of obey yes I na enfano. Don't come and say so ultra and that is the only thing I make. And lastly on a Leon for issue. And you see, Leon issue now, but no, quite a blessing in disguise for Crystal Palace because Listo almost almost and on say UEFA for because a club or a motive. Is it a multi-owners? Maybe a owner for Chelsea, or some owner for Strasbourg. In this case, Strasbourg get him cover the UEFA Champions League, and UEFA won't allow one of them to play.
Okay.
Because the blue clear lake for no and it's also here a owners for a Strasbourg and also at Chelsea. Now, with Leon issue no, it started way back last 2 seasons when the DGCN fund, that is the direction, that is the people are taking in charge of the financial situations for the clubs in the French football. No, full name no. Those people had the caution by that is the Direction Nationale du Contrôle de Gestion, DNCG, the body responsible for overseeing the finances of French football clubs. Along with the caution about say Lyon for no or more Yako bankruptcy. They wanted to be selling all their players and they've been trying as much as possible to get money into the club. They announced that they are in a debt for over almost 446 million. Euros and above. In a club in US in Washa, Alenzada Lacazette or ne Abrantan Eddie Loops, who were a high NS in the team. No, they've able to say Omar release all these players. The Omaton Rancheki, they are still trying to sell some players. Omaton 2 players in Rancheki, another player. Omatima Rezi in excess of almost 50 million euros. They've almost released players, almost wage was so, and then they almost club owner no John Testa. Botafogo now more the FIFA Club World Cup or ownership.
Okay.
He also has ownership in another club in the club no Sudan the RWD Molenbeek or more Belgium. Also controlling stakes. It was our club, and this John Testa listo. Was also over 43% mistake and ownership our Crystal Palace. So the reason why now Crystal Palace any Olympic Lyonnais they are all going to play in the Europa League. This is a Crystal Palace mum and then say they are all under one owner John Testa. He is the a majority share Olympic Lyon and with John Testa and also another stake in Crystal Palace. So it's not allowed for a clubs under multiple owners to play in the same European competition because Europa so the thing is nanka Crystal Palace they will lose the Europa League spot to Nottingham Forest because we know the FA Cup not but Lyon a league high or the league no so the other league in and the benya that nord and that spot so it was Crystal Palace for no they are finding ways and means the bed at the bed find I'll make him that the Europa League next season. But John Testa no what ton team no I don't know what a group. No so the football group the Eagle football group no many they have a stake in Botafogo, one big or more Belgium and also in Crystal Palace. And they are almost 43% share no our Crystal Palace to New York Jets owner Eddie Woody Johnson. And you see, in the Premier League in the list, say a ton club more beer, there's league owners and directors test beer, you have to pass, and then they take it over 2 months. So as for the percentage, you know, John Testana at 20 minama Woody Johnson, but now they have to verify, do some evaluations about whoever is buying the club. No, oh, send a Todd Boyle of time Chelsea. It take time, investigations, test. League owners and directors test no a bit take close to about 2 months. So all they have to do is that if the acquisition of Crystal Palace and that 43% from Johnson Wood it may about too earlier. I think that they can appeal because at that moment right now it's kind of reflect here say what on team number away. So they are trying as much as possible to do it. And you see if it's going to happen like this, it means that Lyon team League One, it means that Reims are met for the board the playoffs. No, Reims will have to come and replace them, and this is not the first time you're relegating a club. In fact, Bordeaux, who is a several champions of the league, you're promoting the 4th tier. That is the 3rd division.
Okay.
Because of also occur bankruptcy. So show same thing. So it's not something that is new. And I do a one and by 2024, 2023, 2024 season. And Omutimi stack up in Yeska. But now all they have to do is say open, you know, also a turn for the 3% stake or Crystal Palace. No, they are coming to invest it or more sell some equities be a bit more and whatever is happening to Lyon. No, very sad. And some of the clubs should also take notice. And they Barca drew over Barca didn't know, but Lyon they know about 2 seasons ago, and they are trying as much as possible to. And they Crystal Palace, so the situation also need actually. If it happens, say appeal, no Lyon for some be appealing. If Lyon for appealing now, it means that Crystal Palace they will have a safe space to play the Europa League. But Kuban said Lyon for appeal the back, now they are back to the league, and then they are going to play the Europa League. It means that Crystal Palace until say the acquisition of the 43% from Woody Johnson to be the owner or just taking every the Eagle Group for themselves, who is also the owners of Olympic Lyon. If it doesn't happen, it means that Crystal Palace owns me and bought the Europa League.
Okay.
Yes, inti yenra free me starting free Lyon baby ana Vincent eto kono. With Lyon and senior Vincent Echeche mono financially they are not stable to be able to play the league. And until I hear say bit me I do my call. I think mostly more into wages and they are the back where how and now they weren't able to also balance their books. They didn't get into European competitions and the extra cash by in himself mostly clubs ni be qualify European competitions because it brings a lot of money and a lot of revenue for you as a club. In TNA they have some players listed at Quimby Arsenal at a cut price. I didn't see a May boss idea. So we had a conversation I do baby not Chelsea USA Malik Fafana on Bekwako Fana and he's part of those players. In TNA clubs share say Lyon players at a cut price they can get them into the member as a player and value. Then 50 million you get a chance to buy for at least 20 or 25 Akosho at 30. So clubs will take advantage of this situation. But Nina Bejina Lyon appeal, senior Vincent kind say they can appeal and make sure say they get this thing sorted and they will be back into the league, go into the Europa League, and also be able to make enough money for themselves. I think if they were able to qualify for the Champions League this season, would have been a big boost for them. But me and qualify for the Champions League, Europa Sikano, so that is why they are facing this issue. But I bet with appeal on the senior with the coming days, how they'll be able to put in a lot of pressure and make sure say they can be able to turn things around. Yeah, sure. AC Milan after the FIFA Club World Cup, one person more announced a player friend Luka Modric. Now Obien himself in 2018-2019 season. Now Inter Milan, that is AC Milan rivals. No person more Luka Modric, a free Real Madrid. Sometimes Sika Inter Milan for the two was now come the Kofa Luka Modric were 150 million at that time. But now Real Madrid have value and now Modric the more even though say an age in the side, but now value or the mom now no day. So they didn't want to sell him to team friend Inter Milan and they obe movie acquire AC Milan like a free agent. It's good for this AC Milan setup. We are team now every time they are betting I can say team now say Nkwalani doors and now grown into doors. There isn't much of an experience in the setup. Into Omuko into games say be a better manage game. Your best say okay, this is a game we are leading. You slow down game, you possess the ball. No, they are missing those things. So their games they go two goals up. Near betting now. Their games are you best show and son of my. So Luka Modric inclusion into this team is something that is very important to this AC Milan setup. Obe won't with the likes of Fafana, won't with the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I'm looking at say AC Milan. It's me the Grand and Shaka Ekahua. That means they will get two experienced players to help this team. Yes, to help this team qualify for the Champions League next season. So I think Luka Modric to AC Milan is a good deal. The Italian league, it do be first a branding as a retirement league because there isn't much energy now. It's more of a pacey type of league. A bit me a buano, or she say a bit me a good performance. None the last World Cup for with Croatia and a bit me a bomb. I'm going to nyama ye. And then yet he said Kamaldeen in some course say Atlanta sha ombenya omunya ombetono. Many aji pa because here Ivan we Jurisha office Southampton ko Atlanta. Oba Southampton in Pono Utimus Obema Kamaldeen a lot of playing time. And a Kamaldeen is even though so man a lot of playing time, Mama coach in say in CFM or also put up a good performance. or share 1 or 2 goals a boy and a club no or share some or bear some crucial player in that Southampton setup and a coach ni per se or appreciate the effort no man. It's made in about Atlanta. I think it's a good move and a big move for player friend come out in. You in the Premier League, class will be called championship. It's likely we players 100 a move 10 pen or mutimi a movie called a bigger club. You who the likes of Suleiman we Salisu moving from Southampton relegation to Monaco. You who Delap or also moving to Chelsea. The likes of Ramsdale getting an opportunity after being relegated and they come out in so about account. I think we share Atlanta team now next season. Any more say coach a friend Ivan Duich Bernard James or call with a 4-3-3 formation.
Okay.
Because Obehe Lukman coming from the left wing, Kamaldeen coming from the right wing, and Lokotegi in the middle. These are quality 3 forwards. Unbeat me about more than but at dear Bakwa mechanic Kamaldeen going into a league like the Italian league will be something about Buano. But it will all depend on how he masters his finishing. Because in the Premier League, about pace, about dribbling, about passing, he was good on there. But do maybe a finishing in and but I think this coach being with him at Southampton and bringing him to Atlanta at the back of Bernard James or Bebuani are bringing the best out of Kamaldeen. And this is a good news for Ghana. Atlanta, we know they are in the Champions League. Into Kamaldeen or we are Champions League in Makwaku Bobi. And there's a chance for him to also exhibit his talent. He who look man from Atlanta. Now Nigeria seen now for I do baby winning African best. And so to me born home dia or no to me rather particular conversation. It's me about one of the best players in Ghana and one of the best players in Africa. And pay you say Arsenal. Here's some more Christian Norgard. So Obeba become with team no. Now Arsenal package almost my team a friend Brentford 11 million, which on any day a very good offer for us now. So mutimina Norgard for 11 million. I didn't make us and say Ocean Norgard uyi Premier League no box to box midfielders. Apart from more money like top 5 and our top 6 clubs no. Okahumbi or Nene Damsgaard. These are players are Umbo Brentford. They give you that box to box attacking strength. Be here we see mu and now see mu. And he's one player, he brings experience into the Arsenal team. So Betimia Kavama, Declan Rice, and Vincent Boss. So Betimia Kavama, Odegaard, Obetimia Paba as a lone DMR, Obetimia anywhere in that 3 center mid positions. Yeshe ne stats kakra compared to some Arsenal players in that role. Obetimi any of my boy interne Oshe player friend Declan Rice, any Merino. These are players that they are brought in to play that maybe a number 8 and a number 10 role if the opportunity comes. Into Oshe Damsgaard. Ushe duels won. Say bia yenko for duels near winia. Amount 57.0. Rice amount 25 and a Merino amount 19. So he's ahead of all of them. Eban is hard duels won. A defensive action amount 79.2. Now Rice amount 16. Now Merino amount 22. Into a same term defensive action. Progressive passes and a Declan Rice didn't with 92. Eba forward passes are Odiomenim with 71. And now a forward passes beyond percentage and no Declan Rice will name say no. Key passes Declan Rice will name, but progressive passes. So I didn't know munya free the likes of Thomas Partey Honi Odegaard Hono. He comes in with a 61.8. So if Arsenal it's me at the 11 million ekofa player friend in Norgard, should be one crucial player for their setup. No it's me warm, especially coming in as a squad player. He will get a chance to play with the likes of Odegaard, any Declan Rice, or maybe you come from the bench or beat me about Modern, and he getting a Champions League football. He getting to play for a club. Next season they can win the Premier League. I think any player will go. Personal terms, they say a problem being the only issue is that Brentford agreed that 11 million package. Arsenal for a person more.
I don't know saying for mommy.
Okay.
No garden Thomas Partey because Claire said Partey no
Babe replacing. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Inti with Thomas Partey so yeah Titin Winsem say
he's moving obviously.
Yes, he's moving. He's moving from Arsenal. The conversation into me anko send a bit me abuan, but I think with the performance Partey did last season na Arsenal couldn't retain player friend Thomas Partey because of Enyama went me anya den anko and entimi ambon home odin wonti yenhwe Thomas Partey ene Norgard at the age omunina 31 years say about duels Partey duels percentage Partey ma 84 and Norgard Emma 57. About defensive action, Norgard leading was 79.2 and a Partey ma 46.9. About ball carries a Hona Partey trying to cry Partey ma 67.5. Na Norgard amount 2. And about we friends and forward passes Partey to channel about forward passes percentage Partey san channel. And I think the Akeni now apart from the likes, me say defensive action.
Okay.
Partey ebun will be biamu. Seba say yembo CM. Alabama forward passes or better tackle we distribute ball near Thomas Partey etwa will be biam. Now we share the age between Norgard and Thomas Partey. They are 31 years. So that brings a bigger question mark. Say identity na us now. If you say omuja Thomas Partey kwai. No ma kwa fa Norgard about because if any Brentford G2 so omu be fa Norgard that is 11 million to get Norgard to us now. Apart from that, the wages, I don't think Norgard will take anything less than 150,000. And as of now, us now.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm a Jason.
No, Brentford no G 47,000. Until 120. Yes, I can't one. Yes. But Thomas Partey, he was looking at a contract renewal. A bit me I am maybe a long term. Or so Philly say he's part of the team. Any that agreement into me and come. His replacement for Thomas Partey, apart from Uyi Partey in China, the Arsenal midfielders in the war, that is Merino and Declan Rice or Bon Home or War. Some factors but I'm looking at the Intina and they Arsenal into mini Partey and agreement. It's more of I think they are looking at the injury record. One factor. Because in himself last season was the only season of team a good time at Arsenal. Say be a one injury mom. By ne omuntu mi nche say ebetimi ato aso and I say bibi betimi ai. Obe player or Mr. Reliable Norgard. Okay. Last season utimi gine mu ball a lot of matches Emma Brentford. Matches are one but maybe when ya yellow card and maybe a small setup but no next 2-3 games were available my way. Arsenal I share the availability, the Premier League experience, and also a player or better leadership about the team no. And then Arsenal for and Norgard transfer and depend on more and then Kepa Arrizabalaga assign him Arsenal.
Now we understand him. So with the comparison you had with
Partey and
Partey,
yeah,
you think Norgard can replace Partey?
Say a Partey replacement, yeah, no, he can't replace Partey. But I'm looking at the aspect of Arsenal for the Zubimendi, but as the replacement for Thomas Partey. Norgard inclusion here just a squad player. Tessa Jorginho, who now no play no as a squad player. But Norgard more of offensive works, any defensive works, seeing so the likes of Arsenal players need be brave. So that is why they are looking at bringing him in. And I don't think say he will come and we request for starting 11, sir. He knows that there's a team he needs to come in. And coming into the Champions League, especially with him going into Champions League, World Cup, they need to move to big clubs. A bit me a bomb. Kepa Arrizabalaga transferred to Arsenal. Meaning say time and rumors ne cost not Chelsea fans ne be dry ye pam. I didn't know me Johnny say Omunti as Chelsea ton Kepa at 5 million am Arsenal. Our Moko torn in some years back almost 70 million at that time. But Adeba Akwa we Kepa contract renewal no. Chelsea for be who a woman say the contract renewal was based on say ye renew contract if ye share na during some period club be and buyer you have a release clause of 5 million obi betimi a trigger so at least Chelsea Kepa we are kind of 1 year per Chelsea and after this season be end and as a nine who said there is no clubs coming in to have conversations with Chelsea until there is a release clause of 5 million a woman or no Kepa ne betimi a trigger to make sure 7% of club we in Bamucho moon may trigger 5 million make me move into any Arsenal let me in for 5 million. And I think he moving to Arsenal no. On the player side, I think it's a bad move. I didn't make us as a bad move. They say he's looking at entering into the Spanish national team to be able to lead them for the next World Cup ever. And as I now keep our ne second on you know Raya. He's also now fighting for his role into the Spanish national team. Unai Simons are just our number 1 Jason. In TNA, there will be question marks if you are to get into the World Cup squad. Because the likes of Robert Sanchez and so in your first 11 were Chelsea. Sanchez put up a good performance and he'll be added to the squad. Raya Air number 1, he puts up a good performance, he'll be added to the squad. Unai Simon, he put up a good performance, he'll be added to the squad. And him say in every competition, the goalkeepers acquire 3.
Okay.
So when you can't get into the squad. I don't know if the idea is to get into the Arsenal team and replace Raya. I don't know. But in scenario, Arsenal signed another goalkeeper as a backup. And later be replaced their number 1 goalkeeper. But so here the 2 goalkeepers or more. Ebano height, stature wise, they are similar. Tintin new Musa, which is also one thing I played a very key factor in Raya last season. They were balls. Apart from Raya, he's one of the best reflex save goalkeepers in the league. But the ban of long balls since Anyamana normally seen a and Kepa has also experienced that at Chelsea. But it's a good move. At least Chelsea are getting 5 million and not letting him go for free after spending 70 million on him. In the Chelsea bears some days as can be before us now. So here, so they are building a good squad and the Champions League pressure, the Premier League pressure, the FA Cup, the other competitions they won China. They would have quality in every role.
Okay.
But I'm looking at the transfers they are doing now, they are good. But that is not the key transfer every Arsenal fan wants. And every Arsenal fan is looking at that striker's role. Okay. Striker be 20, 30 goals a season. And to say Sesko Deono has slowed down. Gyökeres Deono has slowed down. Jean Shaibe one season now Ashana Arsenal will go again. Sure. With Kai Havertz and also Gabriel Jesus. Sure how they can come up with a striker's role. Kepa is a good inclusion to them. He's one thing on Sunday Arsenal team man Minisa Anjehon. A penalty saves her. Hona Raya lucky ye papa. Obi share Arsenal games last season. I'm going to penalties. Yeah, Bobo and Raya to 21 baby. But penalty saves her. He gives them that ability. He can come from the bench and who say Thomas Tuchel no yet with One Mendy.
Okay.
So their games are they need a penalty shootout. Kepa is one of the finest goalkeepers in penalty shootout. To beat me abim ababe Boama Nyama ebetimi akoye. So with him and Norgard will be a good inclusion into the Arsenal setup. But I share that strikers role say on betimi aye. There are rumors going around, and the rumors now quite around. More of there's a whole lot of question marks about it because reports, the people reporting those rumors near the back they are not like top notch, sir. But you see, sometimes in football, when there are rumors, meaning there are conversations below a generated sahanyamano. The rumors is Arsenal. Say they are adding another right winger to their team, and in common question, so many Chelsea didn't come concerning Noni Madueke, how they can get Noni Madueke to Chelsea, and the rumors is Madueke Chelsea are valuing Madueke as of now at 50 million. So if Arsenal are willing to pay that money, they can have a conversation. I don't know how things are going, but I think the way I didn't hear rumors way back recently, Noni Madueke, you could see his demeanor in game said, as a left wing position on the neighbor, he's not happy there. And those say he's performing well, but he's not happy in that role. So maybe if there is a knock from Arsenal, he could go. Arsenal here a left winger, especially to replace the likes of Trossard, any reference Martinelli. So if there's a project being presented to him, said that left wing position will be yours. Join us and this thing. Yes.
Possible, of course.
Chelsea are looking at selling Madueke quite
but
no, if there is a good
as
offer.
if Arsenal is looking for a right winger or a left winger, or from the left side, it won't be Madueke.
Omomo options.
But
they were looking at
maybe he's going to compete with Saka.
No, with Saka side near Wanieri. They are looking at Gittins. They are looking at your friends and Rodrigo. See them kind. Real Madrid next game on Bebo will determine if Rodrigo will still be a Real Madrid player or not.
And Chelsea the crown wait. Look, it's a worst idea. You were portals beer, any reportage beer. The moment you see any issue beer about Chelsea, say beer defeat beer bar,
then they'll be linking players.
On your free time on it. Almost as a YouTuber who said, yeah,
a core party,
creator be core party na almost a supporters no complaining Jacob model report
but what's the way no
athletic name Fabrizio
they've not said anything yes and I make us say now that is the conversation
Shahidi say Jackson everybody the beer show say Jackson is an integral part of a
Chelsea setup
Chelsea way if you look at the type of strikers come here linked to, no, they are trying to buy players who will not even come in. Say Omoba Be Azumi said they are coming to take a Nicolas Jackson role. But the moment to the red card now moves a frustration, but now, oh, he's up for way Aston Villa no and qualify for Champions League or no crowd was or 10 players and sign to me then. ABT a year sanction from a year, only moment at D50 was so some of this report, to be honest, maybe who say we a clickbait. Just obi and adventure or my podcast and adventure and also I'm position Chelsea such that say a possible say Chelsea there every player apart from Kopama ABR
Enzo Fernandez
but season never say you know I'm saying
Madrid.
So on what position on such that Chelsea owners no they are not interested in winning trophies but rather buying young players, giving the opportunity and selling them. And there is no evidence to back, but they always push that idea, no. And when I'm almost transfers, you could clearly see, say, it is born out of Sahara conversation.
Yeah.
What does it? ESPN for your analysis, and they will sell. If somebody come, they will sell. If somebody come, they will sell. But that is not the case. These people want players, or who believes, okay, now this is the crop of players. They need to grow together.
Yeah.
Near them. But BBK to everyone about some methods. So maybe some of the transfer news. No cranium me any. Me only say a
clickbait. Okay. Tienra Esperance in Chelsea game of course. I think Indra it was a good game for Chelsea. Enzo Maresca and Adrian said, "Oh, try." That is another different thing in the game. I think Esperance came into the game knowing say a draw wouldn't help them. They need to win and win comfortably against Chelsea to be able to qualify. Indra. The likes of Tosin, I think Tosin from the last 5 games of the season, he has really improved. And one thing who said that strike, that defensive way player and Chelsea should die down because they are looking at Tosin experience-wise, or he's a leader in the setup, and then I was improving. So it's one thing that I'm defensive conversations about other players are drop it down, and I think he's one player. His leadership in the team is very top notch. And yes, maybe on the pitch, off the pitch, any BB and draw videos are never quite around the winning man of the match. Man award, the likes of Copa no Mujina or elbow same kekemano. Just shows yes, the bond is there. Gusto Munaba around the best trainer, say Munjin this on the winning man of the match. I don't know their man. It clearly shows his experience, any leadership or their team. In draw, one thing I didn't like about the setup was the Kenyan Juice Briho rule no the man, and I think Juice Briho, even though say he's more of a number 8, number 10, on the wings, you limit his play. Until who Juice Briho passes or it was more of his back against Esperance for when he gets the ball, he tries to find a middle pass, no a passable on the back. Vincent Bob Bisu concerning the lap in the game, a lot of runs. Mankind cry me who 3-4 runs they were supposed to get the ball to him, and Juice Briho and Nkunku just circle the ball, no matter which are passing, which I think yes, Juice Briho in a natural position, and Nkunku yesterday though said the performance was good, but I was very disappointed in him because if you want to come into this team perform well, being a number 10, one rule being a number 10 amount is you need to be very creative on the ball. And into the likes of Kopama, Mura team, they perform so well. The moment to be receiving ball, option a striker, option a wingers, we're moving ball now. But in Kunku in the game, anytime you be receiving ball, he tries to slow down a bit on the ball, or bet him back and send one pigeonity, and he slows the attacking phase of the game. In draw, Chelsea players I could see said they were doing more runs in the game. A Champon was one, we friend is Enzo Fernandez the second, and Dilap. Anytime we Dilap be receiving ball, he tries to release the ball quicker. Then you bet me upper defenders in one call. And I liked one thing he did in the game, his link-up play, the run-ins, and are able to fight. We should goal or share. Even though on any day, the goalkeeper should have had a chance to save the ball. But an idea now, or the three defender, and the man goalkeeper, because that goalkeeper and the or ball near post. Into a close, that's the near post.
With the left.
Yes.
With the left.
Yes. But Osha, or yes, I had damn you know Danny and who said there be the goalkeeper's position never Buana Manetimi a pass a ball into the net. And that is one thing he brings into the team. Ye pan say Nicolas Jackson getting this red card. Because this is the time Osho go na Jackson abounds about Beshebi. Then he lets the team move forward. Until there is a clear competition between these two players. I bet me the best out of them. But say as of now, say on open airball, na Magui Befi bench aba, he will get the luxury to play and enjoy. And they one game post Nicolas Jackson was go. The next game on Bebo, Utimishe go, Ekwa could do final, could do semi-final. He now has the number 1 shirt for the striking role in the team. In but yesterday, the performance was good. In Sogo, Obemu, and Andre Santos Obemu, you could see clearly why Enzo Maresca wasn't starting Andre Santos in the team. And in the press conference, and I was, though say I felt say maybe it was 2 ways, but that is the truth. One, say the style of play no bono. Though say feeling say a type of total football, but if you don't understand positioning na and until they use the likes of Gusto, inversion because they don't know when to invert, they don't know when to stay back. Chelsea and Dra build up be anytime they are building up, say Cucurella and Elbows are inversion now. Anytime they are building up, originally left back position no more build it up. Na ball near say center line no ababa beboa e won finfio. Senior 5 new the final third more na ball ni say or no any guy said to be first to intercept the ball and send a be come. But when Malo Gusto the moment a ball be free Sanchez to say Jorgensen or Bana no ba be finfin. And that is one thing in do ma me Andre Santos assembly because or say on T system na see so his movement in the game ya de back one very difficult. But on said role no bono, he goes into more of a number 10 and comes as a number 8. So you wouldn't see him making enough mistakes, saying maybe obi obo 2 and obi obo 3 or inverting. So he will get time to understand the system and also play. You so go player be obey mu obi o hwe ball no. Senya set number than each year. You think say Kai said on ebo ball no. The ball receiving, the tackling, even the way or end run, meaning say like or imitate I said we training or say or I said movement.
He was like this when he was with the
sporting
club.
Yes. Yeah. But Oshe Indra Mesha born, even though say he was on the pitch, you could see Caicedo in him. And that is one thing I like because last season Chelsea play or ball matches with Caicedo. Yeah. So if you are going into a season and you get Champions League and you are getting a player Obi and shirt number no bedroom is a Caicedo is a positive thing for the club. Because their games are FA Cup games, Carabao games, maybe some league games are here made with low table for Onibino. He can step in and play. But I think the only thing he's missing out as of now, I think confidence is his passing range. And also short passes. And I think he's missing out a lot. But when the tackle interceptions, he's one of the best. But I mean, it was a big game coming into the team. He needs to adapt. Caicedo Krabai at a higher way, he was struggling. So he will be able to fit in and play so well. So ba ebenya kakra boy. I think he showed glimpses of a center back or confidence. He will be able to play. He also has that stature, that profile to say badly share. He's also good on the ball. Draw my one key pass in draw. My man of the match. Though Enzo Fernandez performed so well, and he has been one of Chelsea's key players this season. Almost 16 assists this season. And I go Enzo Ebebim. Bandra, my man of the match, me champion. Playing in that right back row and making sure say he gets onto the ball or driving ball so well and at this age, at this level, not or that confidence to be able to drive forward, give accurate passes and make sure so winning fouls in the final third. But I'm looking at our next game against Benfica, Enzo Maresca with a stronger lineup because they see a do business side of the competition. So we'll see a lot of changes and a lot of players getting with chances in this game.
Okay. Right, inti no obehwe endra game no. Ana what is okay. All right, inti yanhwe ene matches na ebe na yemo boso kakra kakra. Ana yeah, so wo editorial our editorial afa House of Folk Conti. Yeah, yenko.
Yeah, list on say enche bia na ye bet na be kasa about House of Folk appointing, reassigning Abubakar Ouattara. So Bekaya this season, when Kotoko appointed Malik Jabel, later on, Omsansu Meki another statement. Better now, we had graphics to show the new role for Malik Jabel, the new role for Coach Kwesi Appiah and all these things. But you see, there's been a communique, a statement on a club letterhead from Hearts of Oak said they've appointed opinion Didi Dramani as the head coach for Accra Hearts of Oak. Now, say virus between the statement not to Swamia. Yes, and a way a statement the House of Folk Club no kasa about they appointing coach Gigi Dramani as assistant coach and also coach Gigi Dramani ne exposure and whatever he brings. So you see, as a club, when you bring such statement like this, and you see Gigi Dramani a coach, even amongst example in their statements they said Coach Gigi Dramani brings extensive expertise to the club. His impressive credentials include coaching roles of FC Nordjylland in Denmark, Right to Dream, and leading Kotoko to 2 Premier League titles. His recent experiences encompass several assistants and Black Stars and a lot of achievements. So listen, appointing such a coach after that statement, so check it House of Folk for list or more profile and our more social media handles. After appointing the coach, that was 4 days ago. There was no graphics, there was no video unveiling Coach Masokunadu as the head coach for the club. Didi Dramani.
Okay.
And again, the next post thereby was a silent mood. We never say that with ball that put my page also. Then again, another statement thereby was the Omure assigning Abubakar Ouattara as the special advisor to the board. And again, another picture, beba, list on virus of picture now of my training in Sosumami. The players, they are wearing different training kits. Their coach Nijinamuno. They are wearing different training kits. And you see, yes, video bakono. They are wearing different kits. And the coach, I'm appointed Coach Gigi Dramani. Listen, was starting Ejuma without any important unveiling. Say Coach Gigi Dramani is the head coach for Accra Folk. Such coach like this, such important figure. Yeah, now say no. And you see, the Buffon say the coach is wearing the cap he's wearing. Hey, Adidas. That is the cap now, coach. You see, black jeans. I don't know if a khaki. Adidas shoe, Adidas socks. And then the club social media account are posting this picture. Now look at the players at least of me trading. Most of them are wearing yellow, a shirt top blue. Most of them in a House of Folk or old training jerseys maybe. But look at the pants. Obishe black, Obishe blue. And this is a club at least. In last 2 days, we were talking about saying they should go to where Sundowns and Ali. They should go there. And look at this. You see, anytime you have a folk brand, you see, there are several a year. And I made the Biamaka Ghana for the Oya people. I'm not for about when Nanaya Ponsanko joining Kotoko, someone who is a brand specialist. Kotoko, they are all wearing same slippers, bags, everything. Branding was on point. And see the number of sponsorship Bomunya. But people were saying, on one enough for only Momuno or more best sponsor team. No, but that's no good. And anytime you are your GFA for about your bomber pastor saying the league doesn't have a sponsorship. But then the product, the GFA and our Ghanaians, we will say the product itself is no good. Yeah. Look at what a big club like House of Folk, who's supposed to be a thought leader in football industry, for clubs like Vision FC, for clubs like Karela, Mobe Follow. Look at what he's doing. And then look at what they are doing. What sign a coach who has won the Ghana Premier League 2 times? A coach who has also served as an assistant coach for the senior national team. Now our appointed coach, there's no official communique. And listen, I know where all these are coming from. House of Folk doesn't have an in-house designer. And I know from a close source, the House of Folk doesn't have an in-house designer. If they had an in-house designer, these two, by now, they should have flyers. Look at Kotoko page this morning. They are announcing players. And one player, they've made 6 different posts. Back here, the official announcement for the player. Back here, a story. I do back Kotoko Sporting Club website with another flyer. Another one, a video. And another one, so yeah, welcome, become a warrior. And another one, so yeah, a thumbnail coming with an interview with the player. No? Now, do we have an interview with Coach Maso, Didi Dramani? We don't have. Even when Kotoko appointed a coach for the junior teams, they do. And I don't want to do is I'm comparing House of Folk to Kotoko. These 2 clubs, I got to a time now you come Kotoko people were bashing them that do a bino omutu kwaya. Players share something different. But now look at clubs like this is House of Folk. 2 seasons ago, Omuye training. Pre-season training. So they are training their last season. Kate Omodi Shebo ball. And you see, a club like House of Folk, the offices they have and a department, we the technical, we operations, we finance, now we commercial, any communication department. They don't have anything. And I can say it's emphatically say House of Folk wanted to start a brand department. And the person I know me involved. I know the person. It do baby. Make because the thing is, people don't want to do the thing how I say, and they're joining in our quality back also. For even if you want to do that person now or no go ahead no, he won't even respond to your message for more than 2 weeks. By the time about whatever plans you have, this person had a group of team creators, video one for to come and work, or any app or provide a plan, or bet that sorry no. That has to focus say at least to Gmail will not access no one. So all they had to do is an Umbra office. Now, do you know what they did? If the brands now commenting the bars and comment me say man, Edna supporters liaison. Where the supporters one department. So House of Folk, I clear that they don't have an in-house, and I have somebody closer to House of Folk or House of Folk only graphic designer or mutual and command. So all their graphics has been coming from external people or mutual mocha. In fact, if indeed they had an in-house designer, at least a flyer, a flyer announcing a year Didi Dramani shouldn't be something I bet you. So back at the time, I'm announcing a year Glassina Waku. This is a player who was at that time one of the best players in the league. Or Sanso Boma will act rivals. What's I Awako? Listen, a man for Kasaya and suddenly House of Folk for ever be unveiling. On your pa, Coco Cheke, Glassina Waku, unveiling graphic designing on me. He was even they unveiled him in the JCR House of Folk action 2 years ago. That was the picture of the man Glassina Waku, editor picture. And look into the comment section when they announced Glassina Waku. People were saying, "Are they afraid of airtime?" And it keeps on coming. But you see, virus of pictures to so a man for House of Folk for Basso, especially Jesse unveiling. No, make House of Folk for.
Okay.
When they unveil Jesse, a lot of people were talking. Oh, and the House of Folk they are branding. See some of the comments of late House of Folk them are branding the of late top tier. Ube Kaita Momo announce say a defender from Wafa. Kunodu Yado.
Yeah.
Sa video no top tier video unveiling plus graphics. I'm out for Mabaso. So the thing is, if you do the right thing, people I'm out for your boss. Me, for instance, having the opportunity to work with Vision FC for some this season. So back at just unveiling, a lot of people were praising Vision FC. That production alone 82 days because the director say obey here sunrise. So I said players they have to go to the some condition how much is be a sunrise nearby. They will get it 2 days for that production. And yes, people were applauding them. See the good works Mediama Sporting Club is doing. See what Nations FC is doing. Vision and all these small clubs are doing. And anytime be a Kotoko, House of Folk be a see how unveiling or more unveiling Eric Dizan. That was some 3-4 years ago. Yeah. Currently, people were.
I don't want promote graphic designer.
They don't have an in-house graphic designer.
Now we
stand up people.
Oh, okay.
Or if they had at that time, I don't know. But me now, the source I know is that House of Folk doesn't have an in-house designer.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see, adwuma no nyinaa akɔ say Operado mo he's overwhelmed with whatever job he's doing. So adwuma no they should give some to somebody to do. A club like House of Folk. Listen, no omo communications director. Echo interview or a TV station. Omo posting link na to social media handle say we are live. So when I saw that I thought say maybe omo training no more we did the money no. And omo posting live. No we say an interviewer omo staunches wa Mansan TV. Operado, who is the communications director, will be a guest on that show. Then a club now posted say we are live on ATV. Just look. Just look. I'm not posting. And you see, Opari himself was in a branded House of Folk t-shirts. So how come say House of Folk? In fact, listen, it's not even about the streaming. No. This is the communications director. Or your guest on a TV station. So how does it concern the club to post?
Maybe I know believe it's okay. He's updating supporters, so they
but
want more mileage.
What do you have to do? You have to start cutting also.
Streaming fat or more social.
Yes, so you see, we are live at ATV. We are live. Operado, despite the fact so communication director, the main product people wants to see. I say Real Madrid and Florentino Perez. Elkwakwe interview or more El Chehwan TV ho. Na Real Madrid social media platforms now posting we are live. Now because na Operado and I say Florentino Perez going number live in the show. But we are not saying it's Real Madrid level na bibisa. But you see, whatever House of Folk is doing used to. It is high time say they are branding or somewhere. They have to be consistent. Edu baby are no my edu baby are omunye what sign the coach like Masu Didi Dramani. Want me then I have sources I can say House of Folk they have training kits. Whether a year old, whether a year new. But the person who have to give them the go ahead no any available. So look at what they are doing. Okay. Didi Dramani, so they can't get a jersey for Didi Dramani to do a training. Last season omu free Pakistan. When omu free Pakistan, buying a phone omu jerseys man Lagos cities for mo. Omu na man sanko for the same thing for Arias no any Emani team no. So House of Folk they have to sit up. They have to get someone who do that because a club like House of Folk who appoints a coach like Didi Dramani, no official unveiling, coach now starting year Juma. It should be closed doors. Then what's now posting pictures now with the players in different shots, the coach no time not even branded with House of Folk.
So when House TV
House TV, I'm on the posting to
okay
handle.
All right.
It is very bad. When almost started some more proper branding and proper unveiling, people okay. And now they shouldn't say people amount for air cancel keke. It is something that they should do. Any medium sporting club on board game area less than 2 hours. Highlights BBI is on point.
Okay, right. Into ultimate say yes. House for and I just say fire no akọ mosu. Gidi and yasem kito akra. Mama yen share a year also no. Nafi yenko yenim. And share also yenko yenim. Yeah, money man and start it. Also
okay, ensha same free game name preview kakra na me hwe na ot nembra nti ene yenim say games ni because so Mamelodi Sundowns ene eso mutimi ti Africa enim won ewo game on bebo ene so omone we Fluminense game on bebo ene is a big game Emma Mamelodi Sundowns a draw betimi abo ma mo metimi aden area qualification mu ene they will be the first African country betimi aden a qualify or first African team betimi a qualify so otimi wini and na Dortmund intimi ampeke that is a winner e betimi aboana manewem so it will be a good game Usha performance or done against Dortmund they were just mistakes away from just winning a game against Borussia Dortmund and Nyama Intimi. And in this game MYBET.AFRICA is one fixture. There are a lot of goals going to come in because Mamelodi Sundowns Bernard Jane say Obeshe goals be and now the likes of Fluminense even though say in the first game with Mickey P that is a stronger clean sheet and in Yaman but and they will look at trying to also defeat and get that top spot. Who's the clubs maybe are missing out on the top spot Bibi Omakwa Fano and wow into they are looking at getting that win. Internet say me call MYBET.AFRICA on this game me call for Mamelodi Sundowns handicap of 2. It was our game because I'm looking at them at least getting a draw or qualifying ahead of team. I know maybe Dortmund. So Dortmund Usan we Hondas for na a bomb more. Then Dortmund game no, I'm seeing a 2.5 in that game. Surely we are going to get a 2.5. It was our game no. Then the other fixtures are met touch on 1 p.m. games. So you be who the likes of Juventus, Manchester City, Inter Milan, any River Plate. These are crunchy games that will be coming on. And performance needs to be through Inter Milan River Plate. That game will surely end in under 2.5. These are two teams that they are defensively solid and they don't really come out to play. Inter Milan, ne FIFA Club World Cup performance ne ade bakwa entimi ankonenim. So this is one game I'm tipping an under 2.5 in the game. MYBET.AFRICA entimi bana me fa code no emma ahwefo no bia nso entimi entwa bi. Code no.
Okay.
Code no JHPY MYBET.AFRICA. Inti with these selections ubenya 3 order unso betimi da fiscal MYBET.AFRICA.
Okay, so my selection for the day, me start with some club friendlies. Ebe tojo anyamyadoma and Sigma. Me start with Victoria Plazin, any Dynamo Seski, a straight win for Victoria Plazin, Slovako any Banik Ostrava, and also a straight win for FC Slovako. Samson Etimanding Eddie Tobo Constani. And a null Sultan Bebo, and also a straight win for a Tobol Constani, and I think Sigma Oldomok, and it's my ding Edis late Moravk, a Bebo, and also a straight win for a Sigma Olomok. The FIFA Club World Cup, Borussia Dortmund, and Osan Hyundai Football Club, straight win for a Borussia Dortmund, and then a Mamelodi Sundowns, and Fluminense. So Ebebo is that game no over 1.5 goals in that game. Code no double HPY.
Okay. Borussia Dortmund ne or San Hyundai. Borussia Dortmund straight win. England ne Netherlands. Almost under 21 over 1.5. Germany ne France over 1.5. Toronto FC and New York Red Bulls. MLS over 1.5 and Alisang's FK and Viking oko nowhere omobom cup game the Viking win or draw Rosenborg BK and Salzburg 08 and so over 1.5 and Inter Milan and River Plate handicap 2 and FC Montreal and Orowa Red Diamonds FC Montreal win or draw and Mamelodi Sundowns and Fluminense win or draw. Inti we meso me options are me de ebra. Nyame adoma na adomu dumi ya. China ye beba na fe de aka chire nyina ye de ababe somo. Oti Vincent nka oti Benedict nka 36 uso ana virus and stream here. Yeah, yakram.